Hello and thank you for joining me on this video of a collection of bicycles I had to share. Let me explain. Recently I went on a cycling holiday, fantastic time, in a place where a RAF means slow, and for some of you, you'll guess it, yes, it's Wales. On the very first day though, Steve, my friend, had a big time mechanical on his bicycle. His outer chainring had completely buckled, and to this day I do not know how that happened. So we had to find a local bike shop. On doing so, on entering the shop, I could not believe my eyes. There was beautiful high-end vintage road bikes just hung up, and the owner, Mitch, managed to fix the chainring, no problem at all, so thanks to him we had a great holiday. But I did say that I've got to return with the cameras to share with you guys his collection and also his passion. This guy is fanatical about vintage road bikes, so yes, I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. Hold on tight and let's go and meet Mitch. Hi Mitch, you alright?
Morning Andy.
Hi buddy, you alright?
Yeah, very well, thanks. How are you?
Good, I'm very good. Thanks for sharing your collection today.
Absolute pleasure.
Brilliant.
Good to see you.
The first question to you is, what actually got you into collecting bikes?
Wow.
Or vintage road bikes in particular?
Okay. Well, it's pretty much my generation thing. You know, the bikes I like to collect are sort of 70s and 80s. Those are the bikes that we couldn't afford as kids.
Right.
Those are the bikes we always wanted. So when we had a bit more brass, when we had jobs and that was the bikes I used to try and buy and ride. I've always had a love for that shape of bike, and that look of bike. So probably that's what got me into the vintage bike scene. That's about 40 years ago.
How many bikes would you say you have in your collection at any one time?
Well, my personal collection, it revolves around 25. I've got a very, very understanding wife.
Right, okay.
And business-wise, we always carry about 200 vintage bikes, pretty much in stock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I noticed on your website, Mitch has a website and does actually sell some of these bikes off, don't you? So do you do shipping? Are they worldwide shipping, or what's?
We try to avoid worldwide shipping, and we prefer the customer to come and pick them up, then we can have a chat and we can make sure they fit them properly, the customer can look over the bike, etc, etc.
Definitely.
Everybody's happy. I don't like hurrying them. I will.
Right.
But sometimes they don't arrive in the state they left.
Okay.
So it's much...
Yeah, no, for sure, definitely. I know as well you do a restoration service as well, don't you? Yeah.
Pretty much anything the customer wants, really. We've got a few bespoke restorations that we might be able to look at in a bit.
Yeah, I did actually notice a beautiful Gazelle that we will have a deeper look at in a moment. So yeah, just a couple of questions. What was your, I don't know, your favourite cycling team of the day? Can you pinpoint one?
It's dead boring.
Okay.
There's only one for me, it's Raleigh.
Really? Right, okay.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
So Raleigh, late 70s, early 80s. I'm also a member of the TI UK Vintage Rally Cycling Club.
Right.
That's an amazing thing. Anybody wants to have a go at that, have a go at it.
Yes.
My favourite vintage kit is the Rally team kit, you know, again, the 80s, and those colours just set them off for me.
Yeah, they do. Do you know there's a lot of club colours that tend to follow that same scheme?
Indeed, through the years,
Yeah, no, for sure, definitely. Yeah, for me it was the Z scene with Robert Miller, so it's the obvious one probably for many. But so regards to then, say we will have a deeper look at these bikes in a minute. We're going to have a quick look. I can see them over there. But how about your rarest bike? What would you say the rarest bike is that you've got?
Well, you've got me now, Andy. Probably, I'd put it between two. We have, and the reason I'm saying rare is that original unrestored bikes as they left the factory or the builder sort of 40 years ago, say. So that's what I'm classing as a rare bike, a bike that's not been restored.
Right.
So with that in mind, it sort of sits between my Colnago Master, that's full C record, beautiful thing, and we've got an original Eddy Merckx Pro.
Right, wow.
From 82, 83, which would have been actually put together by Merckx and Hugo de Rosa. So there's been some talented hands on that.
Right, we're definitely going to have a look at that in a minute. So yeah, this, I see as well, we've got a lovely Colnago Master in the back there with some beautiful wheels. When I first came in here, I wasn't too sure about the hubs. Mitch is so much full of knowledge, and can you just tell the viewer about the hubs on the Colnago, because it's really interesting, and probably many of you already know, but if you don't know, then there's a bike just in the back here and it's absolutely stunning. So yes, these hubs, what
yeah,
hubs
okay. So they were part of the C Record group set. There was an alternative standard flange hub, and then there was the large flange hub, which actually looks like a sheriff stars, a sheriff's badge when it's cut out, so they were nicknamed sheriff stars. They made a lot more track wheels than road wheels, so there's very few pairs of road wheels around anymore. They are also prone to cracking because of the thinness of the fillets at the end where they meet the flange. So again, that's taken a few out. So a good set of Sheriff Star wheels are very hard to find. And this bike, when it came into us, this was as it came in with the Sheriff Star wheels fitted. Beautiful wheels. Just finish it off, really, a nice thing.
So, I mean, with so many bikes, what would you say your sort of go-to bikes are? What bikes do you ride? You know, and which are the ones that you generally go to?
Yeah, good question. So, it depends. It depends on my mood. It depends on the moment. I might ride a 30 quid. Well, there's one here.
Right. Okay.
I might ride that 30 quid shot beater. Nip down to town on it. You know,
yes.
fabulous.
Yeah.
Or I might jump on. I've got a Neo Retro Roberts that I built at the end with 12
Yes,
speed.
I have noticed that. That's a really nice bike. Well,
thank you. Yeah. Or you know, anything in between, really. I've got a lot of bikes at home that are quite sentimental to me, and the joy is in riding them.
Definitely.
Yeah. I just love jumping on them, and even it's nipping down to the beach, because we live quite near to the beach.
Right.
I might just have a little ride down to the beach, but all of them are favourite in different ways.
For sure, and they all do different jobs.
Yeah,
you can never have enough bikes. Definitely not. So, right, brilliant. Okay, well, what we'll do now, we'll actually have a look at some of these bikes in more detail, and I'm sure that's what you're probably really wanting to get to see. So, let's pull a couple of bikes out. Should we start with the Gazelle?
Perfect. Yeah.
Let's have a look at the Gazelle.
Perfect. It's a really special thing. It was a bike that a customer had been looking for a long time. It's a Gazelle Champion Mondial AA Super Monostay. Now, Gazelle is the word that the Dutch use, and we call them Gazelle, so anything in between will do just fine. The customer looked for a couple of years to find this frame, eventually came across one, bought it, brought it in for us to look at, and discussed with us how he wanted it built. In the end, he pretty much gave us carte blanche, and we've built it with really nice modern components. It's got the Campagnolo Potenza 11-speed group set on it, which is a really, really nice group set. Works well with the retro bikes, traditional styling almost. That's been polished and pantoed by our friend Stephen Needell. He's done an amazing job. There's some nice personal touches on it as well. Even got the customer's name on the seat post. Looks really well. The frame's very, very tight. It's got a short wheelbase. The seat tube's been scalloped to upset the rear wheel to get it nearer. Beautiful thing, really. This customer has had a few bikes off us, and he knows what he likes. We managed to find him an absolute mint set of red heliums, which just finished the bike off, in my opinion. Truly a lovely looking bike, and also a bike that's ridden. It may look museum quality, but the customer does ride them, and like most of us, gets as much enjoyment fettling them and cleaning them as he does riding them. So it's a thing of beauty. It's something you can just look at on a winter's night and imagine being out riding in the summer. So a lovely thing.
Next bike, how about your go-to bike, the bike that you ride, which bike is it? It's got the Campagnolo on the, is it the Roberts?
Yeah, so Chaz Roberts. I have a Roberts, but it's that's not why I buy them. Chaz Roberts, Croydon frame builder, built frames for the Olympic team. Good enough for the Olympians, it's good enough for me. Exactly, yeah. And they're getting rarer. He stopped making bikes maybe. He stopped building frames maybe 10, 12 years ago now. Took a sabbatical, but I think that's it. Unfortunately, won't be making any more. So, Chaz Roberts, he's a frame builder that I collect. I was lucky to come across this new old stock 85 frame set in exactly my dimensions. But there's quite a few hills around here, so I needed to get some modern running gear on it. So it's been fitted with a mix of Record and Chorus carbon 12 speed.
Beautiful.
Not just saying it because it's my bike, but it's unbelievably responsive. It's a really steady, strong, beautifully handling bike. If you've never ridden a Chaz Roberts, try and get a look at one and have a go at one. Not only is it visually stunning, it rides really, really well.
Right, so the rarest bike you've got?
Yeah, it's a tough one that, there's a few, and I could probably change it every day, it depends. I would say it's down to a couple. There's the Colnago Master with the full C record, including the Sheriff Stars and the Colnago brakes, etc. And there's an original Eddy Merckx Professional from '83 that's again unrestored, it's original, and that's there's every chance that that's from the, well, it is from the period when Eddy Merckx and Hugo de Rosa were working together at his factory when he retired. So that's a bike that Eddy Merckx and Hugo de Rosa have played a part in assembling. It's a beautiful bike. That again is full super record, Pantone, engraved, etc. Original condition, truly a stunning bike.
One bike that I did notice on the way in here, and it was probably in the same, well, it is in the same colours that I actually started the channel off, which was in the Panasonic, the Raleigh team colours. Special place in my heart. I still have that bike now, but you have an extra special one in the window just there. Can you tell us a little bit more about the 753 Raleigh you've got there? Yeah,
this is another truly stunning bike. It's an original SP frame, so Raleigh Special Products. It's 753, as Andy said. It's from '84, which is obviously Panasonic colours. It is repainted, really nicely repainted to original specs. It's fitted with period-specific super record. We've really done our best. Interestingly, because it's my size, so it might get ridden by me one day. So it's a lovely bike. And you know, again, they're not making many more SPDU frames, are they? So these things are getting rarer and rarer, especially the 753 variants. A beautiful, lightweight frame, even by today's standards it's lightweight. Obviously built by Gerald O'Donovan's team, and assembled beautifully, built beautifully, and with that super record on it. What's to go wrong, really? It's a lovely thing.
I mean, for all you Raleigh fans out there, you do have a couple of Rallies, don't you? You've got another one just hanging just there. Which one's that one?
So that's a 1984 Raleigh Team Professional, which at the time was the best bike you could walk into a dealership and buy off the peg, so to say. And that bike is absolutely new old stock, never been ridden, never been sat on. It's full Campac Nuvo record, as you will know, anybody that follows the Raleigh team bikes, etc. Not a mark on it, exactly as it left the factory. I was heartbroken that it had unboxed, really, but it's here. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah, very nice.
Absolutely stunning that. Paganini?
Yeah, Paganini. So we were contacted by a gentleman. This is a UK bike, actually. We were contacted by a gentleman about 4 or 5 years ago, fairly local as well, and he was an ex sort of semi-pro rider, and he had some stunning bikes in his collection. And one of them was the Paganini, and he wasn't prepared to sell unless he was happy to where they were going, which is always a good story, you know, people are confident of where they're going. Fortunately, it's in my size again, so that's another reason it hasn't been sold. But this is his winter bike, believe it or not. So this was built as a winter bike. When it came into us, it had mudguards on it. This has not been repainted. This is absolutely original paint, etc., etc. And you'll see just how good it is. It's fitted with the Colnago Cobalto brakes. It's got the special SU hubs, super record hubs, which were the hubs that Campac manufactured between the changeover of the super record to the C record when they ran out of bearings, etc. So it's got a different size bearing in it. So quite a rare hub as well, just fitted with top end componentry. Will take mudguards, but when you look at it, for me personally, it's a sacrilege to put mudguards back on it. But it's what we would call a gentleman's fast tourer stroke winter bike. Very nice bike.
How many actual Colnagos would you say that you've got? Have you got a few of them?
That's a good question. Yeah, we've.
I've just noticed a couple along the line there actually hanging up.
Yeah, we've got. Let's have a think. We've probably got around about a dozen.
Right, okay.
Different Colnagos in different specs. We've also got...
You've got Colnagos just up there as well. No, 2 up there.
Yeah.
We've got number 2 down there. It's absolutely full this place.
There's a Master Olympic, there's a Super. We've probably got half a dozen Supers in various paintways, schemes and builds. They're all pretty much Nuvo record or Super record. We've got a couple of Masters. We've got some other Colnagos that are under wraps, really, that are put away in my private collection. So some rare things. But who doesn't love a Colnago?
No, definitely. Mitch has also got a lovely Pinarello frame, which he'll tell you more about. I've actually got one as well, and we have actually discussed, because I'm just about to start restoration on one. You need to build that one up, and maybe in the future we need to get these 2 bikes out so that we'll try and get out for a ride.
Fabulous.
What's the actual frame that you've got there?
So the one I've got is a Montello, or Montello. I think it's pronounced Montello if you're Italian. Full C record again, of course. Chrome fork, chrome back end, in the red. The top end frame that Pinarello made at the time. Really beautiful. We've got the Montello, Andy's got the Treviso. So what a lovely pairing.
Yes, I can't wait. It should be all right.
Yeah, it should be great.
Yeah,
so we're going to do something about those.
Yeah. Have you got any Bianchi bikes? I know because you had a couple of questions for me as well, didn't you?
Yeah.
So we'll get onto that. One of the questions was regards to what's the bike I'm actually trying to get hold of. And that was a Bianchi, purely because of the price. I'm being completely outpriced on the market for a high-end Bianchi. I'm really struggling to actually find one. Have you actually got any here?
We've got one locked away. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got one locked away.
You didn't want the red one, didn't you?
Was it red? Right. No. Not really. No. Okay.
No, it's Celeste.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So we've got a nice Bianchi tucked away that I think, if my memory serves me right, it's pretty much Andy's size. So,
oh really?
Yeah. So watch this space.
Okay. Fantastic.
No, so obviously Andy's very, very interested in his vintage bikes, and his passion comes through. You know, my question to Andy was, because we've all looked at him on YouTube, what does he think he's done for the vintage bike world?
Right. Big question.
Big question.
For me, I started off, it was never to inspire. I just wanted to share with you guys my first love for my road bike, which was the Raleigh.
Yeah.
I did used to do YouTube anyway, and which was in the fishing sort of segment. And basically, I did that first restoration. It took off, and I just kept driving forwards. And for me personally, this is honest, it's the emails that I get off people, and the fact that I inspire others to restore and to save these things of beauty, because to go on for generations, I feel as though, you know, it was a golden era. I was very lucky to have lived through that, and we've got some very fond memories. If I can actually bring that back to some of you, then, you know, it's a golden moment for me, and that's what drives me forwards, really. So yeah, that's my real driving force. Yeah, it's a nice thing to do, and it's very rewarding as well. It's definitely that's a true heartfelt answer, and I'll give a true heartfelt response. At times, you know, in any business, you sometimes you lose a bit, you get a bit lackluster about what you're doing, and sometimes I'll think, well, I don't really want to do that today, but I might have a quick flick on Andy's channel, and it just invigorates me again, you know. So thank you very much.
His passion comes through, and it's the same for all of us. You know, no matter what level you are in the vintage bikes, it's nice to see somebody so refreshing and so passionate about what he does. You've done a lot of bikes, obviously. What's been your favourite build of all time?
Yeah, as been asked before on comments. For me, there's probably a couple. One that stands out was the Colnago, and yeah, that I really got involved with, and I really enjoyed that bike for probably well over a year. I cycled and used the bike as much as the other bikes I ride, but yeah, it was the whole involvement with that regards to the C record, because as a kid I could never afford C record, and them calipers used to stand out a mile. And I mean, if you were your age, whatever, no, the C record, you could see them, you know, coming down the road, and it was like, yeah, you knew that it was a nice bike coming down the road, so you'd always be checking it out. And I'd never had them, so that was nice to actually get that, and to have a Colnago Master. The actual frame itself was a beautiful thing. The other one was, and what was really interesting, was the Kirk Precision.
Yeah.
And the reason for that was, at the time, that was like cutting edge. It was in the Tour de France. It was like, what are these about? You're completely changing the look of a bike. It's like, what's going on? And what was really nice was the daughter of the Kirk Precision actually contacted me to share her personal experience. Her as a small girl sticking a thumb and a finger into the clay prototype, which was actually on the dining table. So actually be involved in that way, then yes, that was great. Actually, you know what, I've gone off one as well. Recently was the Greg LeMond one.
Yeah.
That I was actually doing for a friend down in London, yes. But to actually have a message from Greg LeMond himself was amazing. To actually think of him actually tapping away and responding to me was a nice thing. So I'd actually been on a night shift. I'd messaged him, woke up, there it was in the morning, because obviously the time difference. So yeah, that's what really made me day. And also the fact of, you know, the possibility that he could have actually been watching that video. So yeah, definitely probably checking this out. So,
yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, brilliant. I've got 3 there.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Yeah,
that's
I'm sure there'll be more in a few years. But
yeah, it's nice for the viewer to hear your take on things for a change.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, speaking of such,
okay.
Have you ever thought about building your own frame?
No, I haven't. And the reason for that, I don't have the expertise to do so. I would really love to have a go at that. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I mean, do you know of someone, or can you?
That's maybe something we could organise down the road.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, good for you to construct your own frame for
Yeah, no. I mean, that would make a great video in itself, definitely. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you've got me thinking then.
Okay. Right. And I think I already know the answer to this, but I will ask. What's the bike you never part with?
Is the Raleigh Panasonic, the Team Corsa. It's only a 501 frame, and it's got the gold arrow, the 105 groups on, but that is the one bike that really takes me back to being young, and that is priceless. So,
yeah,
and it's also the bike that started the channel, so that still hangs on the wall.
Panasonic colour schemes.
Yes, overlooking all the other bikes. So. Yeah.
And they don't have to be worth thousands of pounds, do they, to instill this love and this passion about the hobby? No,
of course. I mean, the thing is, you have the bikes that you dreamt about, but to have your personal bike, and if it's all in good condition, it's like that Christmas Day moment. It's like, it just rejigs your memory, and it's a nice thing, isn't it, really? So,
of course, good stuff. And last question. How many bikes do you have in your possession at any one time? Because I think we're all interested in knowing this.
Okay, right. Well, it ranges probably at the minute. At the minute, I do have I've probably got probably between 15 and 20 bikes at the minute in my possession. Yeah. They're not all my bikes. Some are someone else's bike that I'm actually doing restorations for. But there's never less than, I don't know, 13 bikes in the garage at any one time.
Great.
So, yeah, rich man really in that respect. So,
They're always, I mean, I've got my best mate of all years, him and I are quite happy just to make a brew and sit there looking at a bike for half an hour. We don't say a word, we just sit there looking at it,
Yeah. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for your time. I'm sure we're going to be seeing this guy again. So we've got a frame to build, possibly.
Pinarellos,
Yes, and we've also got, so hang around, because we are going to have, you've got a little secret stash somewhere, which is another video, so check that out. But for now, thanks very much for your time.
Thank you, Andy.
Okay, thanks for sharing your collection.
My pleasure.
What an unbelievable amount of bikes he's got. Please leave a comment below which was your favourite bike. We've got so many bikes to come in regards to restorations. We've got a Pinarello, we've got a Rossin, Colnago, Olmo. We have even got more Greg LeMonds to come as well. So it's plenty for me to be getting on with. I'm on my way back now, so I need to crack on with that. But yes, thanks so much for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. And until next time, bye for now.